for one, but I just have to say this first. I welcome that the churches have opened. There's only going to be 50 people now, and probably social distancing, masks, and definitely social distancing. But at least it's open. And might as well say straight, at least they're open now. And that's at least that's some kind of consolation. Because again, it was a sin to see that Ireland was the only country in Europe that didn't allow the churches open. Again, it should have been the same way, and this might be a bit of a rant, so just apologies for this, because again, I have a lot to say about this. Why did they not? They could have kept it going 50 per church, 50 per mass, and social distance mask, whatever. They could have kept it. Like, honest to God, they could have. I don't see why they shouldn't have. You said it make it illegal, more or less. They made it illegal. And they actually threatened to arrest priests and prison priests, part of PJ Mulahone. Have anybody ever heard of this before? I've never seen such bull in my life. I might as well say straight. That they're arresting priests for saying mass. They didn't arrest him to caution him, but he could face prosecution soon. But yeah, I wrote to a few TDs about that. A good lot of them didn't get back onto me because obviously they knew I was probably very much right that it was a very unconstitutional thing to be doing. And it's a waste of God resources going around threatening priests and going around jumping around churches. And I'm sure they would agree with it. A few of them did respond, but a few of them probably didn't want to respond because again, it does look bad in the government. It does look bad in this country in the government that a priest can't even say mass. And that just goes to show you. Because the priest represents the parish, represents the people. And represents God. Above all else, represents God and what's right and what's just and what's unjust. And to have that taken away from people, that was a sin. And I think the government has to atone for that sin, to be honest with you. I think they have to say a lot of confessions anyway, because I think Leo and me hold me to say a good lot of confessions. Because they have a lot to confess about, to be honest. They have a lot to confess about. But I do welcome it. I'm not going to sit here and say that, I don't welcome it. It is welcome that, the church is finally open. Hopefully they'll be open and they'll continue to stay open, because I don't see the problem. I really don't see the problem in having 50 people in the church or in cathedral or whatever. Like in Cavan, for example. You open a church for 50 people, Cavan Cathedral. Big cathedral, you probably fit 200. 200, maybe 300, maybe even 400 social distance masks, 2 meters. I don't see the problem. I know some small churches are very small, obviously you couldn't. But, I don't see the problem. I really don't see why the government made this such a big issue. And it's a disgrace. It really is a disgrace, and it's a sin that the churches were left to close, and it's an absolute sin. Then priests obviously be threatened. It's a sin. It's honest to God, you couldn't not say it's a sin. I know some people are saying, oh, just very little to talk about, but it's not. It's not. That's not the point. It's about people. Like I know down here, my local church down here, the majority of people who go, they don't go out much. And as I said, they don't go out much. They used to go to bingo, and bingo was taken away from them, unfortunately. And they used to go to bingo on a sort of Tuesday night, and used to have a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh. That was taken away from them, and they only go in probably for the pension. Some people down here. The only time they ever meet each other was at mass. They meet each other at mass. People, because again, there's been a huge effect. Because again, I just say this straight too. Because I am getting very ticked off of the government. I'm already very ticked off of them, but I'm very much more ticked off now than ever was. So first of all, again, the media government, they don't look. No, there's always two sides to every story. The media are covering, say, this side, the black side. Nothing there, nothing to see here, children. They're covering just about COVID and things like that, but they're not covering, take for example, the heart problems, the cats, the screens going unchecked. I could go on suicides, I don't even want to try and think of how many people of unfortunate souls lost their lives this year. I don't even want to comprehend that. I don't want to even comprehend it. Because it's been very tough. It's been very, very tough on people. And again, the government, it's been extremely tough. Especially, I said at the beginning I thought this the young people would suffer the most, and I was unfortunately very much proven right. It's just I tell you, I honestly don't know. I honestly just don't know. Because you just don't know. And I honestly don't know. I might as well be honest with you. I just don't know. I really, really don't know what to take anymore. It's just been a hell of a year, and that's all can be said. It's just been a hell of a year. Well, hopefully the future might bring a bit more positivity. But it's just been a hell of a year. I can't continue. I might say I'm upset now. I know I can't continue.